Bradley Cooper's character in Limitless displays superhuman charisma. The reason he was chosen for the part is because Bradley himself is incredibly charming. This video will take an in-depth look at the elements he uses to light up a room, with 5 practical charisma elements that will allow you to do the same. If you are asked a simple question that can be answered with just a few words, it can kill the flow of conversation. Watch how Bradley Cooper handles this situation.
That was, we were holding our breath.
Really? Was there anxiety before that?
Oh, God. I remember I got on the plane from New York and I did so much press. I mean, I was like at the opening of everything. Well, not the opening, but like any talk show, like just trying to, which I believe is very important. And I got on the plane and it was like, they were saying it was like a 5-horse race in terms of who would win the box office. Because today it's all about who takes the weekend. Even if that doesn't really even matter, the public sees it and says, oh, they took the weekend, it's a hit.
Right.
This may seem like a minor detail, but it is essential to fluid conversations when given a yes or no question that can really let an interaction flow. The first practical charisma technique is using conversational avenues. If you mentally add "and why" to the end of their question, this gives you so much more freedom to expand the scope of the interaction. In everyday life, we meet people, and common questions such as "what do you do for a living?" or "where do you live?" can be made engaging by using this technique. Give them conversational avenues. By this, I mean when you encounter a closed question, such as, "what did you study?" you could mentally add "and why" to the end to open up your response. Well, when I came to choose my degree, all I knew is that I was excited to move away from my small town and that I was a master at building pillow forts, so I moved into architecture. But really, I think I'll be moving out of the industry and following my current passion. From here, they can ask, "what's your main passion? Where did you grow up? Or why don't you like architecture?" The key is to allude to other things without giving all the details. If anything interests them, they'll follow that conversation avenue. Show passion and get excited when responding to these stock questions because it is infectious. If you can raise your own energy, you can shake people out of their standard question-answer pattern. You'll be more memorable and you can really engage. Bradley Cooper thinks of things from others' perspective by displaying 2 distinct types of empathy. In this next clip, you will have to watch both Bradley Cooper and James Corden's reactions compared to the other guests.
Wow. Feast your eyes on that, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Yeah?
Don't get your hopes up, it's mostly all balls.
This first type of empathy is traditionally what most people think of, seeing things that may hurt others. As James clearly doesn't like how he's been represented in the picture, Bradley doesn't laugh at James Corden, but he does when James makes a joke. The second type of empathy is thinking of benefit you could provide to others. This is not commonly spoken about, but this positive empathy can allow you to see where you can help others. People remember assistance very clearly.
The dean of the school asked me to do it 2 years ago. That was before I shot Limitless. It was, and I said, man, I thank you, but I got to tell you, I think that people will laugh. You know what? I'll do it if you want me to do it. Because I thought, that's just me worrying about what people think of me. Right. It's like, what is the show about? The show is invaluable because I, as a person in that school, when they would come and talk to me, I was always blown away.
The second practical charisma technique is the importance of empathy. Use empathy not only to think of how others feel, or traditional empathy, but how you can add value for them with positive empathy.
I don't see any difference at all.
Huh?
I don't. I mean, Phil Winnick to me was a real character. That wasn't me. And Todd Phillips is an auteur director, and Zach Galifianakis and Ed Helms are as good as Christian Bale and Jeremy Renner. I mean, those guys are serious gangster actors. I mean, they are no joke, and you got to bring it hard every time you're with them.
Bradley speaks out in the defense of others. The host implies that the actors he worked with are not as reputable as his current co-stars. While this may seem confrontational, it builds enormous respect. Mark Manson talks about the concept of non-vulnerable. I cannot think of a better example than Bradley Cooper. Non-vulnerable is about being more concerned with who you are and what you're about than what others will think. Practical charisma technique number 3 is embrace non-vulnerability. How to apply this to your own interactions. If you find yourself thinking, what will they think if I say that? Use that as a trigger to actually say it. You will know the answer and you'll be surprised at just how free you will feel and how your confidence will shift. Bradley is easy to laugh and he laughs loud. This shows enormous confidence and there is nothing better for high quality interaction when everyone is laughing and feeling good and that they know their stories are entertaining. This will create a strong, positive association back to you.
Yeah, Liza Minnelli in the blue, she was trying to...
That one is amazing.
Liza Minnelli couldn't get high enough.
That was crazy.
It was really insane.
The fourth practical charisma technique is enjoy laughing because it is infectious. There is nothing that shows a lack of confidence more than a quiet, half-hearted laugh. If it is funny, embrace it.
I swear to God, I have a lot of moments where I'll be like walking out and I'll open up the door and I'll go, I could do that a lot sexier. Oh, that was not very sexy. That was not very sexy at all. No. And then the other thing was so awful that I'm admitting this, but the hell with it. Because there was such a backlash to when they announced it.
Here we see strong signaling. He doesn't let others cut him off. There is nothing worse than being in a group interaction, just getting to the punchline of a story, only to be cut off and ruin the flow. Bradley can get away with this as he has developed rapport and everyone knows it's not to suppress others but to entertain them. The fifth practical charisma technique is clear signaling. Use your body to add to a story and signal turn-taking within a conversation. If you are continuing to gesture, it is clear to everyone that you are still speaking. This clear body language will also add to their engagement in your story. Lastly, Bradley is a master at both giving and receiving compliments. Have you ever felt uncomfortable when someone is giving you compliments? Bradley uses a push-pull method of interacting to counter this situation. He accepts small compliments confidently. He can do this as there is little social tension created. However, with big compliments that can be over the top, there is a lot of social tension created. This is released with a joke, counter to the compliment instead of awkwardly refusing.
This is the week you stopped being the sexiest man alive.
I think I was doing men all across the country and whoever else reads People magazine a favor for the whole year because women, their girlfriends or wives were saying like, he would say, look, Bradley Cooper's that, like you got it great. But now the Channing Tatum is, now unfortunately I think the women are going to say, you know, you're no Channing Tatum. But when I was it was like a normal dude.
Practical charisma technique is push-pull compliments. Confidently accept small compliments. With high-tension situations, diffuse the tension with a joke that in a small way counters the compliment. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you think this video would help someone you know out, give it a share. I have some awesome new content coming up, so be sure to subscribe with the notification bell so you don't miss out. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.